The canyon was silent, just red rock, narrow passageways, and the dry breath of the desert wind. Aron Ralston was alone, by choice, a thrill-seeker, an experienced outdoorsman. He'd climbed mountains, biked impossible trails, pushed his body past breaking points. But this trip was supposed to be easy. Just a quick hike through Blue John Canyon in Utah. No big deal. No one knew he was there. He liked it that way. He moved quickly through the twisting slot canyons, jumping between boulders, squeezing through tight gaps. The sun was high, his water was limited. Still, he smiled. That's when disaster struck. A loose boulder shifted under his feet. In a blink it fell with him, slamming into the canyon floor and pinning his right arm against the rock wall. He was stuck. Really stuck. Welcome to I Should Be Dead. Real people, unreal survival, and one rule. They lived. Day 1. Aron's arm was pinned. Hard. The boulder hadn't just fallen. It welded his wrist to the canyon wall with hundreds of pounds of force. He tried everything. Pulling, pushing, shifting his body weight. Nothing. His only tool was a cheap multi-tool he bought at a gas station, the kind with a tiny knife, barely sharp enough to cut rope. It was dull. The pliers were rusted, the blade bent with pressure. It wasn't made for survival, it was a souvenir. His backpack held just enough supplies for a quick hike. A few snacks, a litre of water, no cell signal, no one knew where he was. He hadn't told a soul. By the end of the first day, reality set in. He was completely alone. Day 2. The desert sun scorched the narrow canyon walls. With no shade, the temperature soared past 100 degrees. Aron racked his head in a bandana, trying to keep the heat at bay. He rationed his water in tiny sips. Each swallow became more sacred than the last. He tried to chip at the rock again. Tiny flakes of sandstone crumbled off, but the massive boulder didn't budge. His hands swelled. His arm ached from lack of circulation. Still, he fought to stay calm. Day 3. He was out of food, out of water, and the pain was constant. To survive, he did the unthinkable. He drank his own urine. It was foul, but it was liquid. Then the hallucinations began. Bright flashes, distant voices. At times, he thought he heard people nearby, but no one ever came. He filmed messages to his family, apologies, goodbyes, a video diary in case someone found his body. Day 4. Aron carved his name into the canyon wall, underneath his birth date. Then, what he thought would be his death date, April 26, 2003. He believed that would be the end. But it wasn't. Day 5. He woke up with a vision, a vivid image of a little boy, his future son. That vision triggered something, a realization. He couldn't break the rock, but maybe he didn't have to. With a surge of grim determination, Aron used his body weight to bend his trapped arm until the bones snapped. The sound echoed through the canyon. He didn't scream. He couldn't. He was beyond pain. He took out the dull multi-tool and started cutting, through skin, muscle, nerve. It took nearly an hour. Finally, he was free. He wrapped the stump with a makeshift tourniquet and rappelled down a 65-foot cliff using one hand. Then, bleeding and dehydrated, he began the hike out. He walked 6 miles. A family spotted him and called for help. Rescuers flew him to a hospital. He survived. He lost his arm, but not his life. If you want more real stories of impossible survival, consider liking and subscribing. It keeps this channel alive, just like Aron.